My agency has 2 creators. We've been running it for 4 years. We get experience. We try to scale them vertically, but we already have 60 IG accounts and the creators are just capped at 200K a month. And every account adds less revenue than the last. Okay, what you're experiencing is the very famous per creator cap at that point. So if you only have a very few creators and they make a lot of money, at some point, everything you do is gonna make less and less and less money per account, per chatter, etc. So when your creators make 200K, like you already described, every single IG account you create is gonna make less views, less views, less views. And first of all, I don't wanna say there's a certified ceiling because like you can always make more money. That's not the case, but I will get to why that is. At that stage, 200K, that is that's the documented ceiling for non-elite creators, right? We're not talking mainstream, viral, broad brands. Because at that stage, there's multiple things coming in. First of all, you have a finite audience. Okay, there's not gonna be how many views are you doing per month, right? We're talking in the tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions. There's only gonna be a very finite amount of views at any niche. Even if your creator is super broad, right? If we're talking like black, chubby, like very niche things, it's probably gonna even be lower. But creators cap out at 200 to 300K at best. Like in the German market, the cap is a bit higher. Like in the German market, our cap is like around 350. Above that, you have to make a decision. And this is where I'm coming to now. Because you have to make this decision. You have hit this cap and you can already experience it. The number one symptom is that the more accounts you create, the less money you make. That's the first thing where you know, okay, we kind of capped out. If assuming the content is top tier, the setup is top tier. I'm not considering the fact that maybe you just fuck up the account setup and you get cluster banned and cluster shadow banned. So we'll just assume that's not the case. But you've been running it for 4 years, you know. You now have to make a decision. Either you keep those only 2 creators and you go broad. You build a viral brand. We're talking getting invited to podcasts. We're talking about YouTube channels, clipping, kick live streams, streaming with famous influencers, doing collabs, doing brand deals, having scandals, buying the news articles as a traffic platform, right? Like all the headlines, the Snapchat promo. That's door number 1. And door number 1 costs you a lot of money up front, but it relies heavily on the creator not fucking up. So you need to trust her to stay with you over that time. But door number 1 makes a fuck ton of money, I can tell you that. Door number 1 is the Sophie Rain, the Jelly Bean Brains, the Piper Roquel type of money. That's the first one. The second one is get 10 new creators that fit your agency standard to the core because you have the luxury of just choosing, right? And you're gonna keep the ones that are doing 15K in revenue, 15, right? After 60 days still, which is gonna be maybe like 2 or 3. Even though your agency systems are perfect, but you have to see which one fits. Maybe it's all of them, but this is the 2 doors that you have. Either go super broad and super viral with the creators you have, go influencer level, or you just onboard 5 to 10 new creators and just gonna keep the ones over time that make the most money and you're gonna scale them to 200 as well. If you have 5 creators doing 200 each, you had $1 million. So it can't be that bad. But on the other hand, of course, that setup is much more fragile, but you have to decide which one makes sense. But I've seen both doors work and we've done both doors.